Hey guys! Welcome back to my channel, where we review the best tech gear to make your life easier and more fun. Today, we're talking about bookshelf speakers. Whether you're looking to upgrade your home theater, improve your desktop setup, or just want amazing sound, I've got you covered with 6 incredible bookshelf speakers that I personally tested, starting from the top contender to the most budget-friendly option. Make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated on all our latest guides and reviews. And don't forget to check the links in the description below for more details and product links. Plus, feel free to comment with your own suggestions, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Number 6, Elimavi BT06 60 watts powered bookshelf speakers. First up, let's talk about the Elimavi BT06. These speakers caught my attention with their vintage wooden design, a real aesthetic win for your living room. The sound? Honestly, it was pretty impressive. With dual 4-inch woofers and a 1-inch tweeter, the stereo separation is solid, and I found that it brought out some great high-frequency details, especially in acoustic tracks. It's really great for those who enjoy crisp highs and mids. The wall mounting option is a nice touch, giving you flexibility to place them wherever you want. I put mine on a bookshelf, and they really blended into the room. However, here's the kicker, the bass isn't as deep as I'd hoped. Sure, you can adjust it with the bass knob, but if you're a bass head, these might leave you wanting more. Still, at 60 watts of power with RCA connectivity, they're perfect for someone looking for a stylish, easy-to-install setup. Specs to note: 200 watts maximum output, 20 kHz frequency response, and RCA connectivity. Number 5, Saiyin Bluetooth bookshelf speakers. Next on the list are the Saiyin Bluetooth bookshelf speakers. Now, these have a sleek, modern look and pack quite a punch at 80 watts. What I loved most about these is how they seamlessly connect with your Bluetooth devices, whether it's your phone, laptop, or TV. I found the wireless setup to be incredibly convenient, especially if you hate dealing with messy wires. Another plus is the subwoofer output. If you already have a powered sub, you can hook it up to this bad boy and transform your setup into a mini home theater. The surround sound experience here is pretty immersive, though I do think it can struggle a bit at higher volumes, with slight distortion creeping in. The remote control is handy, but I have to say, the build quality of the remote felt a bit cheap. But with options like optical input and multiple wired connections, this is a solid choice for versatility. Key specs: 80 watts output, Bluetooth connectivity, optical and AUX inputs. Number 4, Edifier R1280 dB powered Bluetooth bookshelf speakers. Now, let's talk about the Edifier R1280 dB. Edifier has a reputation for great sound at a reasonable price, and these speakers didn't disappoint. They look stunning with their wood grain finish, which adds a touch of class to your space. But how do they sound? In a word, clean. These speakers come with a 4-inch woofer and 13mm silk dome tweeter, delivering sound that's balanced with clear highs and solid mids. The Bluetooth functionality makes pairing with any device a breeze, and I really liked the side panel controls for quick adjustments. But one thing I noticed is that the bass can sometimes feel a bit lacking when you're playing bass-heavy tracks. Don't get me wrong, the sound quality is excellent for most genres, but if you're a hip-hop or EDM fan, you might want to add a subwoofer. Specs: 42 watts RMS, Bluetooth and wired connectivity, and a 4-inch woofer. Number 3, Edifier R1280 dB's active Bluetooth bookshelf speakers. Taking the third spot is the Edifier R1280 dB's active Bluetooth bookshelf speakers. Now, I've got to say, these speakers quickly became one of my favorites during testing. I mean, when you think of Bluetooth bookshelf speakers, you're probably expecting decent sound and easy connectivity, right? Well, the R1280 dB's delivers so much more. First off, the build quality. They've stuck with that classic wood grain finish, which is something I've always appreciated about Edifier's design. It doesn't just blend into your living room or office, it elevates the space. These speakers are sturdy, and you can tell they're built to last. Sound-wise, these things are amazing for their price point. They've got a 42-watt RMS output, so there's plenty of volume to fill a medium to large-sized room. The 4-inch woofer paired with a 13mm silk dome tweeter does a fantastic job of balancing the lows and highs. I found the mids to be especially clear, making these perfect for listening to detailed music like jazz or classical. I tested them with some orchestral pieces, and you could really feel the clarity in each instrument. It was like I was right there in the concert hall. But what really sets these apart from other Bluetooth speakers is the subwoofer line out. If you're someone who needs more bass, this is the feature you've been waiting for. I hooked these up to a sub, and the sound experience instantly transformed into something much more dynamic. The low-end presence was palpable, making them ideal for heavier genres like electronic or hip-hop. Another thing I loved was the Bluetooth 5.0 connectivity. It's fast, reliable, and the range is impressive. I walked into another room with my phone still connected, and the signal didn't drop, something that can be a problem with other speakers. The only downside I noticed. Without a subwoofer, the bass is still a bit underwhelming, especially for tracks that demand deeper lows. So, if you're someone who craves that punchy bass out of the box, you may feel a little let down. But again, with the subwoofer out, that's a problem easily solved. And let's not forget the remote control. It's super convenient for making adjustments without having to get up, especially if you're in the middle of something. Key specs: 42 watts RMS, Bluetooth 5.0, subwoofer line out, 4-inch woofer. Number 2, Klipsch R41M powerful bookshelf speaker. Coming in at number 2 is the Klipsch R41M, and honestly, I'm excited to talk about this one because it's a beast. This is the kind of speaker that packs enough power to make you rethink your entire audio setup. If you're serious about sound quality, this is where you should pay attention. Let's start with the build. The R41M uses Klipsch's signature spun copper IMG woofer combined with their 1-inch aluminum LTS tweeter, which is paired with a 90x90 Tractrix horn. What does all that mean for you? It means you're getting some of the clearest, most detailed sound you can expect from a speaker this size. When I played rock and metal tracks, the clarity in the vocals and the precision in the instruments were unreal. You could pick out every single guitar riff, drum hit, and vocal nuance like you were sitting in the studio with the band. The highs on these are crisp without being harsh, and the mids are just smooth. But what surprised me the most was the bass. Despite the relatively small size of the speaker, that 4-inch woofer delivers solid, tight lows. It's not the deep, booming bass you'd expect from a subwoofer, but for a compact bookshelf speaker, it's impressive. The power handling is another big plus. With 200-watt peak power, these can get really loud. I tested them in a medium-sized room, and I barely had to push them past half volume to fill the space. Even at high volumes, the sound remained clean and undistorted, something that can't be said for a lot of speakers at this price range. Now, here's the thing, these are passive speakers. This means you'll need an external amplifier or receiver to power them. For some, that's a deal breaker because it adds extra cost and complexity. But if you're already set up with a good amp, these will take your sound to the next level. Trust me, they're worth the extra effort. I will say, though, that the lack of Bluetooth connectivity can be a limitation for people looking for a more modern, wireless setup. These are more for the audiophiles who are all about the sound rather than convenience. Key specs: 200 watts peak power, 68 Hz to 21 kHz frequency range, 90 dB sensitivity, passive setup. Number 1, Edifier R1280T powered bookshelf speakers. And here we are, the Edifier R1280T, the speaker that's earned the top spot on this list. Why? Because this is the ultimate value for money speaker. If you're looking for high quality sound without breaking the bank, the R1280T is your go-to. Let's start with the design. Like most Edifier speakers, the R1280T comes with that classic wood finish, making it a beautiful addition to any room. It's compact, but don't let that fool you, this thing is powerful. The speaker is equipped with a 4-inch woofer and a 13mm silk dome tweeter, offering a surprisingly rich and full sound for its size. One thing that really stood out to me was how natural the sound is. Whether you're listening to vocals, instruments, or podcasts, everything comes through with clarity and warmth. It's not overprocessed like some other budget speakers where you feel like the bass or treble is artificially boosted. The R1280T is all about balance. I tested these with a mix of genres, some country music for vocals, some rock for instruments, and even some heavy metal. The speakers delivered across the board. The dual AUX inputs are a nice touch too, letting you connect two devices at once. I found this super convenient since I could switch between my computer and phone without needing to unplug anything. It's small details like this that show how well Edifier thinks about the user experience. The remote control is simple but effective. You won't find any fancy extras, but it gets the job done. And of course, you've got the side panel controls if you want to manually adjust the bass, treble, and volume. I liked having this option because sometimes I prefer tweaking the EQ without having to reach for the remote. One limitation: these aren't the loudest speakers on the list. With 42W output, they're perfect for a smaller room or desktop setup, but if you're trying to fill a large space with sound, they might struggle a bit at higher volumes. Also, the bass isn't super deep, don't expect it to rattle your windows, but for the price, you can't expect a massive sub-bass experience. For their budget price, these speakers deliver incredible sound. They're the best option for anyone on a budget who still wants solid audio quality. Key specs: 42 watts output, 240 volts input voltage, dual AUX inputs, 4-inch woofer. So, there you have it, 6 fantastic bookshelf speakers, each with its own strengths and a few small drawbacks. Whether you're after convenience, sound quality, or a budget option, there's something here for everyone. Don't forget to check out the links in the description below for more details and to grab your favorite speaker. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more reviews like this one. Let me know in the comments which speaker you're excited about or if you have any recommendations of your own. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.